Just the latest sign of trouble at an apartment complex in St. Nicholas. The Preserve Apartments is now facing a lawsuit over the March drowning of a 5-year-old. The Florida Department of Health ordered that pool shut down last August. This new lawsuit claims management did not do enough to keep people out of that pool.
They were given the option. They could either drain it, fill it, or cover it. And nothing had been done, from what we found, nothing had been done to remedy any of those problems, and the permit was still on hold. That pool should not have been operating at the time.
On Your Side's Ken Amaro went out to that complex just last week to investigate water and sewage service issues. You can find his story on firstcoastnews.com.